Hello and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Doug, and with me as always is...
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Adrian, and remember these words. Fear is a tool. When the light hits the sky, it's not just a call, it's a warning.
I'm Corey, and you're really not as smart as I thought you were.
What the hell is this? Good cop? Batshit cop? And I'm like...
And I'm Vengeance. And if you haven't caught on to it, we're going to talk about The Batman. Yeah, you caught that. The Batman. So to just jump into it, you guys all got to see it before me. I was the last one to see it. How hard was it not to talk about this movie around me?
Oh my God. The reason we kept begging you to see it is because we were all literally dying inside.
I definitely wanted to talk about this movie far more than I wanted to talk about Spider-Man.
I was going to say, this is our second Discord group we started separately, just so we could chat about the movie.
Keep in mind, I haven't really talked about this movie with you guys at all until now. I saved it for this episode. I've held it all in.
I don't think any of us actually really have talked too much about it.
We didn't have conversations about it, except me and Mike, because we went and saw it together the second time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, just I haven't talked to either of you two about it. I've only really talked to Corey about it.
I mean, I don't know if we want to do a round table and get like a quick, everyone's quick, like 30-second thoughts on the movie, but I will say that the movie seems to be pretty divisive. And I think I'm in a group of four people that all really loved it.
I don't need 30 seconds. All I have to say is it was orgasmic.
I came 3 times.
Like, every aspect of this movie was everything I've wanted from a Batman movie for so many years. I read the comics, I collect the comics. It's my favorite superhero. And they finally showcased the part about him that's most unique, his detective, the world's greatest detective.
Oh,
he was finally a fucking detective.
That first scene when Gordon takes him to that crime scene and he's like looking around at shit and that photographer's like, wait, what the hell is he just looking at? I love that so much.
And takes a picture of it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like everywhere Batman's eyes go, like the camera follows him. Like,
also, I'm pretty sure he's in every single scene in that movie as Batman or Bruce Wayne in some aspect, except the very beginning.
Yeah. And then what happened? They're like, what the hell is he doing here at the crime scene? Gordon's like, he's wearing gloves.
Speaking of Gordon,
he's so well
Jeffrey
done.
Rush, right?
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright.
Where can I find Captain Jack Sparrow?
You guys might remember I mentioned that show
Jeffrey
Westworld. That guy plays one of the main characters in it, and he's incredible in that. He is my favorite Gordon. He fucking did it perfectly, in my opinion.
No offense to Gary Oldman, but damn, was it so good.
I'm not going to jump out on a line and say he's my favorite Gordon yet.
You mean no offense to the guy who played him in the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher movies?
He was clearly the best.
Right.
I prefer him over Gary Oldman's.
Why
Gordon.
would you do that?
Gary Oldman did well, but it was more just...
I mean, Gary Oldman did what Gary Oldman does.
I mean, yeah. And the Nolan movies, don't get me wrong, I fucking love them, but now that I've seen a full-on Batman movie, I see where those were lacking.
Oh.
I know. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I see.
There's one of us shaking our head. It's not me.
What true greatness
It's
really
100% me.
I thought I knew what greatness was.
That scene when they're talking in the precinct, and Gordon's like, "You're gonna hit me."
Oh my God, I love that.
Get out,
bro. He's just like, he's just looking at him. He's like, "You're gonna punch me in the face."
Did anybody else think that maybe Gordon's into that kind of shit?
I was just gonna say.
Well, because later he's like, "You could have pulled your punch." He's like, "I did."
I did.
I love that.
Bro, everybody's got their fetishes. I think we found Gordon's. Punch me in the face.
I want Batman to just pummel me in the face.
I love that whole talk.
I was gonna say maybe that's where Chase Meridian gets her fetish from.
Oh yeah, we talked about Chase Meridian.
Back.
I don't know
I don't know who that is.
that was. Nicole Kidman in Batman Forever, correct?
The one that had a lady boner for Batman.
The whole movie,
Right. I forgot about that.
the whole reason we got the Val Kilmer bat smile that lives on in infamy. No, but I love that whole exchange in the police precinct, like where they, like it looked like Gordon was trying to calm him down, but he's just like, "You're gonna punch me in the face," and then Batman's like, "Who's that cop over there with the broken nose?" Like, I love that whole thing.
I love it. Because he's the one who broke the fucking nose.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like somebody fucked you up with a coffee
So
pot.
that scene.
That's all that makes me think.
What's down there, a Rancor?
Great, great fucking movie. We'll get to that. We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
So that scene towards the end when he gets up onto the roof, was I the only one that was actually super excited that when he got to the edge he kind of like hesitated and was like, oh shit. Like it was kind of nice to see that he wasn't like just all willy-nilly just jumping.
Yeah.
I was super excited that he wasn't just badass Batman that jumps off and glides down. He was like, I don't know. I hope this works.
And then he runs down the side of the building like the G.
Oh, that was fucking great. Yeah. We're talking about the glider suit.
Oh,
yeah, that's about yeah. And then he fucking pulls the chute and it's fucking gets clotheslined by the bridge.
That looked
clotheslined is one word for it.
He got
straight up got pummeled into the bottom of that
the
fucking
bridge bent him over.
Yeah, it's the same thing I love about Batman Begins. I love like that he's not perfect at everything he does. Like,
yeah, like I loved how they like he was doing like the journal, like the narrating, the journal entries, and
Gotham Project Year 2.
They built the fucking world so well. They did the backstory without doing the backstory. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
It was.
And you kind of had like Batman and the Riddler, like both keeping their little journal things at the same time, like,
which is important because all Batman's villains are aspects of him.
Right.
Real quick, I want to go back to the parachute scene where he hits the bridge. I just love that after he rolls off the bus and hits the ground, he gets up and says, "My back."
Oh man!
Wow, man!
I didn't break it yet.
Tobey Maguire showed him how to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't aware we were talking about
Bane
the greatest.
showed him how to do that, but
oh Jesus,
he's in Bane.
Which Bane?
All of them.
Yeah, Batman's had some worse back experiences than that moment.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't just the Nolan movie where Bane broke his back.
No. Very brutal comic book.
Nightfall, I believe.
Scene where he straight up breaks his back, like in front of his parents' grave or something.
Snaps him over his fucking knee like a child.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, he fucks his shit up.
I think that's when Dick starts wearing the suit for a long time until he's healed.
Yeah, he becomes the Batman. See, now I'm saying it.
The Batman.
Dick Grayson becomes Batman for a while, and everybody starts to notice that he's different.
Jumping to this, since that came up actually, jumping to this a little early, have you heard that they're already planning to do Nightwing?
Yeah, I saw that there.
Which is weird to me, but I don't care, I guess, because I love Nightwing.
Because do they even have a Dick Grayson yet?
I don't know.
Hey, listen,
Like,
the beautiful thing, the beautiful and kind of confusing thing about DC right now is that they're just fucking making movies and they're not trying to make it like this huge like universe anymore.
Well, all those other ones are. Just this one's separate.
Right. Well, like the Batman and
the Flash,
the Joker,
all that shit, it's all linked.
Like both of those movies aren't a part of this.
They're like their own universe.
They're their own thing. Yeah. And I think that Warner Brothers and DC are trying to kind of like do this thing where they're going to make certain movies that don't really follow their plan with their whole universe, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it the way Marvel does it, which is in every Marvel movie, there's some kind of tie-in, even if it's just a cameo or just a joke.
Yeah.
Mentions another superhero or villain. And then the next movie, that villain or superhero is in the next movie. Like, they don't have to do it like Marvel does it. They could do a whole movie where they don't even mention somebody and they just have one of these characters show up.
Yeah.
And guess what?
I
They
really
did that.
don't want this Batman to be part of the
Me
DC
neither.
universe
No.
at all.
Me neither.
I want this to be its own universe.
I don't think they'll ever do that because this is a way different Batman.
Yeah.
And I guess they could do the multiverse thing because Barry kind of is going to in the Flash movie.
That is the beauty. But that's the other beauty of with Flashpoint is it's gonna show that multiverses exist. So
what I hope they do is they eventually make the Batman in the DCEU either Michael Keaton or Thomas Wayne's Dark Batman from Flashpoint.
Thomas Wayne Batman.
Yeah.
That shoots people with guns.
Yes.
It better be Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I hope it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Just don't put the Batman in the DCEU.
Yeah, like
what you're saying.
I don't want Robert Pattinson ever in any of those movies.
He's too good for the DCEU.
I was gonna say he's too good for it. I
don't disagree.
That transitions perfectly into Adrian's first fucking fun fact. So obviously, Ben Affleck had a hold of this property up until 2017. When Matt Reeves took the project over, he actually tried to talk Warner Brothers out of hiring him because their plan was to tie it in with the DCEU, and he wanted no part of that.
Damn.
Yeah, there was absolutely nothing. They tried to come to agreements, and Matt Reeves just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So once they let him make his own dark detective noir, he was back in. But he said, "Get rid of me if this is where we're going, because I don't want to do it."
And thank God they let him do it.
Thank you, Matt Reeves. You're a fucking genius.
Talking about Matt Reeves, what a fucking monster of a director that I had no idea.
Me neither.
The shots in that movie were always perfect. Like every angle was perfect. Every fucking scene was shot perfectly.
There was only one scene that threw me off, and it was during my first watch through, and it was the opening scene. And I think it was just because at first I thought it was Batman.
To throw you off. You were supposed to think you were looking at little Bruce Wayne.
I was just like, and but then it turned to that, and I was just kind of like, who is this creeper? Like just staring through the fucking window.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you get creeper vibes? He's like,
because but once I realized, the second watch through, it didn't faze me at all. Like, cause I knew what was happening. But
the last time
it was weird.
The last time there were beautiful scenes like this, an entire movie, but it was still dark and gritty. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time was Watchmen. It gave me very heavy Watchmen vibes. Mm-hmm. Like it didn't do the fantastical parts of Watchmen, but the dark shots, especially
Watchmen had that noir,
especially Rorschach
vibe. Yeah,
anything revolving around Rorschach reminded me of the Batman a lot.
Thankfully, they didn't do a lot of slow-mos this time for like that, because that's a Zack Snyder thing,
Yeah.
Constant slow-mos.
So
not that I'm hating on Zack Snyder.
I actually so the end fight sequence, how amazing that was, like up on the rafters. I didn't catch this. I wasn't even thinking about it when he shot. I thought he just shot himself with adrenaline, but that was Titan serum.
I think it was Titan, yeah.
It was, because he used to use it in his early days, but he stopped because it made him too violent, and I wasn't even thinking about that when I watched that. Somebody else pointed it out to me. I was like, holy shit.
When he went batshit crazy.
Yeah,
because he injected himself with Titan and almost murdered that fucking dude.
Was it Gordon that pulled him off or whatever? Because Batman almost hit him too. Yeah, he was so fucking he was so
Gordon, or was it?
That's what Bane is.
Catwoman.
It runs through his system all the time. It's Titan.
Yeah.
That's why he's fucking super powerful and
he has insane. All the big tanks on. Well, tanks is.
He just has it fucking juice. Did
you catch that guy that he took the mask off of on that scene was the same guy you saw at the funeral?
At the funeral that faded back into the.
And he also said his line from the beginning of the movie when he was first introduced, "I'm vengeance."
Yeah.
That's when he realized he had to be better than that.
Yep. I have to be more. Oh yeah, that was fucking
dude, that when he jumped down there and guided all those people out, I almost fucking shed a tear, man.
Oh, with like the flare?
Oh yeah.
When I saw that in the trailers, it really seemed like he was with cops looking for somebody like in a sewer or something. I thought that it was gonna go underground and they were gonna have some kind of Killer Croc reference. When I was watching the trailer, I'm glad they didn't do that, but because that was a beautiful scene. But that was my prediction.
And the kid, like the kid in him, him and that kid looked
throughout that movie.
And he was the one that reached up first and wasn't afraid.
Yes,
I'm calling it now. Scene. That kid's gonna be the Robin.
Nah.
I did wonder that a couple times during the movie, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that was.
I do actually have a legitimate question. That was just mostly a joke. Do you think that there's going to be a payoff from the opening sequence with that gang of people that were beating up that Asian dude?
That kid that saw him.
The kid that saw him and was the
I
only one
think
that, like, he was
he's
like
gonna be-
really hesitant. And
I think he's going to be a Batman
I was
apprentice.
gonna say, do you think that Batman noticed that and is going to seek him out later to try to set him on a better
It
path?
100% could have been a one-off.
It just
I mean,
they really
it'd be
focused
easy.
on it.
They did, but it would be really easy to just forget about that kid and know that he maybe changed his life, but you don't ever see it. But I kind of hope that was a setup for something coming up. Honestly,
By the way, the fucking just like the first 15 minutes of the movie, like how fucking good was that? The whole thing, like him narrating,
Yes.
and then all the fucking shadows and the alleys.
3 different guys looking in the
Here.
shadows.
But I can't be everywhere, and
Yes.
everyone's looking into the shadows. And
He
then
said,
there's
"But I'm not in.
footsteps.
I'm not in the
Yeah.
shadows. I
Yeah,
am
the
the
fact-
shadows."
The
Then
fact
you
that he
hear
just
dunk,
walks in, like it wasn't some dramatic fucking entrance. It was
Oh,
just.
that was pretty fucking dramatic.
I mean, yeah, but like he didn't swoop in. He didn't. Do,
Yeah,
like,
right.
He just walked up and
Yep.
was like, "What up, bitches?"
When he stuck that I watched it with D-box seats, so they shook and stuff.
Yes.
When he fucking shoved that up, like stun fucking punch
Yeah,
thing into that dude's neck, my chair was going. It was like,
Nice.
No, that's literally like there's so many great moments in the movie, but like just his dialogue in the beginning and like his narration, and then the way the fucking being such a fan of like horror and psychological thrillers, the way all of those thugs were just like looking down the dark alleyways.
Yeah,
Fucking it had my skin crawling in the
Fear
best
is
fucking
coming.
way. Yeah, I have never seen people this scared of Batman.
that's
Like-
what they're always supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
supposed to have been that.
Like in the other movies, I feel like they're scared to get their ass beat by Batman, but they're not like terrified of him. These guys are like, please fucking don't be down there. Like,
Yeah, everybody looks down into the shadows because he could be there.
yes.
I don't get why people had complaints about the fighting in this movie.
They did.
There were some. I've read some people complaining about like the choreography of the fighting and stuff.
Fuck those people.
Wow.
I don't get it. Like,
No.
I thought it was great.
This is some of the best fucking Batman
Like,
action, and
Can you just the scene in that hallway when the bullets are the gunfire is lighting?
Yeah.
lighting
fighting.
it up. Yeah,
yeah,
He's not afraid at all. He's just walking towards these guys. Fucking
Fuck.
shut up!
one of
They're
my
shooting him.
one of my favorite fight scenes of the entire movie is probably when he's in the iceberg lounge.
Oh my god, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just starts fucking kicking everybody's ass when he fucking catches that bat and then just whips it back at the dude.
Yes.
like,
Right
was
before he
not there
fir-
to fuck around.
Right before he first meets the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it
Yeah.
Oh, and he
Easy,
just
sweetheart.
fucking slams him right off that fucking window and cracks it
Oh.
immediately.
Yeah.
God, that
Fearless.
Now I've said before, like the movie, it's not going to be for everybody because it's not like constantly quick, high action, high octane. There's a lot of like slow scenes.
there needs to be in this kind of movie, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's some people that don't feel that way, but as far as the action itself, although there's
Oh.
not a ton of fight scenes, I thought every one was like great.
They
that
were
fucking-
all
I think they're
clean.
great. Yeah.
That
Even
car,
like the-
that car
even-
chase scene.
Oh
Yes.
my god, that car chase scene was top tier.
Hit the
Yeah.
Batmobile is the shit.
I love that Batmobile. Yes.
Dude, his suit was the best suit I've seen in the movies. Like the Batmobile was fucking
Even the
incredible.
cowl.
Like,
One thing everybody seemed to have a problem with. I like the way it looks.
Yeah.
it looked like it should. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
What
he
you
made
are you
they
talking
want.
about the cowl?
the cowl.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a normal cowl. It was
Yes.
Is it-
correct.
Is there
So-
a character in this movie that like any of you even thought remotely sucked?
No,
I was blown away by
No.
everything. Every person.
that
No,
random
even-
guy on that random street thug, he sucked.
Even
that
the,
that guy was
maybe
terrible.
maybe the drop head from the beginning.
When he saved that guy and he's like, "Please don't hurt me." I think he really phoned that line in.
Also, I want to give you guys a couple fun facts in a row. Since you're talking about the cowl and the Batmobile, I want to give you one of each. So, Robert Pattinson, for this movie, he actually auditioned in Val Kilmer's Batsuit,
That's
What?
awesome.
but the cowl didn't fit his face or like his chin or anything. So he actually ended up auditioning in the George Clooney Batsuit.
Oh
Jesus.
god,
And Christian Bale also auditioned in the Val Kilmer Batsuit.
Oh no shit.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
Really?
the key.
Yep.
he fit in that.
Yep.
Christian Bale's a big guy.
He was a beast of those movies.
How big is Val Kilmer?
He's kind of a big guy, really.
Yeah.
I thought he was like a really average-sized person.
Yeah, that's Michael Keaton.
He's also got a really big head.
Yeah, that is Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and then the one about the Batmobile, like we were talking about how badass the Batmobile is.
Yeah.
So Matt Reeves said he liked the idea of the car itself as a horror figure, and he wanted the Batmobile itself to scare the hell out of the people it was pursuing.
Dude, when it revved up, man, everybody's like, what the fuck is that?
Dude, everybody in my fucking theater lost it when it...
Yeah. We went and saw it with Matt, Mike's brother.
Yeah.
And when the Batmobile started revving up, I'm pretty sure I saw him.
Dude, he got super excited over a lot of things, but yeah.
Sure.
I mean, he's probably out of anybody I know the biggest DC nerd.
He is, and we've had many arguments over the years because I'm more of a Marvel guy.
And Jesus, oh dude, like any like small little like hint of a thing in the movie, like when the word "hush" came across the screen, he fucking was like
geeked out.
jarring me.
He leaned forward and looked right at me, like, dude, like really?
I like accidentally said out loud in the theater, the thing.
The thing?
I don't think anyone else got it.
Nobody even knew. Matt, if you're listening, which I'm pretty sure you're listening.
Oh, he listens to every episode. Yeah.
Goku could beat Superman. Let's move on.
I'm not having this argument.
Doug said, "Let's move on."
Goku, anyway,
Matt and I have had this argument since we were teenagers.
Yamcha could beat Superman.
Hey, way to link our 2 episodes though.
There you go.
So when you guys heard the hush, Doug and Matt both did the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like pointing at the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
He
so
literally
excited
did,
because
yeah.
I said from the beginning, I think this is Hush inspired, and it's Hush and
I've
YouTube inspired.
thought that since.
Oh,
I saw his
speaking of
mask.
Hush inspired, I don't know if any of you have read Hush.
Oh yeah.
So that scene when he goes to see the Riddler in Arkham, and he's saying Bruce Wayne. In Hush, he actually knew that was Bruce Wayne as Batman. So I was misdirected
So did I.
so hard.
I think that's what they were trying to do.
That whole thing thinking he knew who he was.
Oh my God. I had
right
just
up to
as
the
much
point.
as read as he did in that scene.
Right up to the point when he's like, "We almost had him," and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Oh
Exactly.
yes.
When he said you and I, we almost had him. I was like, oh, okay.
And
I
I
was
think
like, oh.
they did like a double misdirect there because if you remember in the scene after Alfred got blew the fuck up, when Batman reads, because the Riddler keeps leaving to the Batman.
Yeah.
When he read that, he read it as Bruce Wayne. He didn't read it in his Batman outfit. So like that's like a double misdirect to the audience. Like when he went there to the prison, you really thought he knew like he was Bruce Wayne. Because you're thinking like, wait, Bruce Wayne read that note, but like the fucking Riddler doesn't know that. So that seems
because it was just another crime scene that he thought Batman would be
exactly
at.
right. Yeah, the first time I saw the movie, I was with friends and we had a few drinks for my birthday. So the first time I saw that movie, literally when that opened and he kept saying Bruce Wayne, I thought he knew. But then I went to go see the movie
because of the comic.
Right, but then I went to go see the movie the next day, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, he has no idea."
And just the way that he kept saying Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that was awesome.
Like, Jesus.
And like Robert Pattinson's face, even with the cowl, you just see the dread.
Yes, and then his face kind of like perks up as soon as he's like, "We almost had him."
Yeah. Kudos to Batman, because how many times did some people talk shit about his mom and dad as he was Batman to his face, and he didn't say a word?
Yeah. Oh,
especially when Selena Kyle does it.
Like when she
I thought that he was going to give away that he was Bruce Wayne when she started talking shit about his mom and dad.
Yep. And then she says like, "Oh, Batman's rich." Or no, what did she say?
She does. She says you must be rich.
You must have grown up rich. That's what she said, right? Like maybe she's going to put together the pieces.
Yeah, I thought she was going to. And then at the
I
end,
thought he was going to reveal.
I thought he was going to tell her when they were like splitting.
I was kind of sad he didn't, but
yeah, kind of. But I get it.
In the last scene,
do you want to see her come back? Because she fucking killed it.
She has to come back.
Yeah, she was great.
She went to Bloodhaven. Okay.
Well, technically,
that's where Nightwing's at.
Well, technically, this is her second appearance as Catwoman, right?
What?
She was the voice of Catwoman in the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie.
Oh.
That was Zoe Kravitz. Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
I forgot.
She was
completely forgot that.
phenomenal. Like
Oh
There's
yeah.
never been a good Catwoman in live. Like there's been ones
Whoa.
that are passable. No,
Oh.
compared to the comic version, they never
Oh.
did it right.
Yeah,
It was
don't be hating
never
on
right.
don't be hating on my girl Michelle.
I can't. Yeah, thank you. No, I
I
can't
like
say anything
Michelle
about the
Pfeiffer.
comics though. I don't know that, but
They always made it really campy and
But
cheesy.
yes,
Like
Michelle
Well,
Pfeiffer
yeah,
is
you're
very
right.
campy.
yeah, she's full Tim Burton movie.
Well, yeah,
Which is
Catwoman.
fine for what it is, but it was never like
The Arkham
version
video
I wanted.
games did Catwoman right.
Oh yeah, that
well,
is.
the Arkham video games did a lot of the
I meant in
characters,
live action
right?
though, like live action.
Yeah, I
movie
know what you
situation.
mean. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, for an example of what she is
I
in
mean,
the comics.
They
games
had
are
all
pretty
the right
close.
voice. Kevin Conroy was Batman.
Yeah,
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
They
I mean, to
fucking-
me, to this day,
it was
Mark
set up.
Hamill is the Joker. Everybody else is just, trying to make their spot.
Well, talking
their
about
mark.
Joker, why don't we? I'm dying to talk about this deleted scene a little bit. I know there's a lot of the regular movie.
Let's do it.
Oh
do
yeah,
you think they should have left it in?
No,
No, I'm glad they took it
And
out.
I'm glad
Why?
they took it out. It would have given
Because it
too
would've
much. He gave too much. If you watch that scene again, he says a lot of things that kind of say what Riddler said later anyway. It would have kind of taken power away from when Batman goes and sees Riddler.
yeah. It would have made those moments less impactful.
Yeah.
I
whereas-
also
agree.
feel
agree.
that it would have taken a little bit away from the Riddler in the movie.
It absolutely would have.
Like,
Like, Joker is
it
such
would-
a huge character.
It would have overshadowed
He's
too
the
much.
one
I
that
think.
even not nerds know. He's on everything. So if you'd had that scene in there and then he
Yeah.
left and wasn't in the movie anymore, people would have been like, "Well, who gives a shit about Riddler? Go.
Right.
Are they going to show
I-
Joker breaking out?"
I think the way that they had him in the movie, that they kept
Yeah.
in the movie, was
Just
perfect. I think
Very
that was
little at the end.
I think it was
Yeah.
good.
I
And
think
now when I was
doing-
watching it, it didn't feel like enough. But now that I saw that deleted scene, what was
like
in there?
I
Was
know
enough.
they call it a deleted scene, but I actually think this is
No.
like what they're doing is they're going to release scenes that tell like a story leading up to the next installment.
that actually would be really cool.
That's
I
my
could see
theory.
that.
I'm actually hoping they release like Deadpool did, like a regular
A
and a
director's
super
cut?
uncut for the
Yeah.
second movie. I'm hoping they add those scenes back into it and make a whole,
Something.
so you can watch it with the scenes in it.
Something tells me the Batman could have easily been over 4 hours.
Because, yes,
and I would have sat there for all
yeah,
of it.
absolutely.
How
That
many
was the other thing.
over the years,
is-
how many deleted scenes have we all watched?
Oh yeah.
Almost none of them are completely finished like that one was. That was movie quality finished.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm
Yeah.
not certain it's really a deleted
Yeah.
scene, and it's more of a
It was just removed from the movie to give the movie more impact.
Yeah,
no, that isn't what I mean. I think it was made intentionally to be put out after the movie, like as a, and I think
As-
they're going to
as like a
release
teaser.
couple extra to like
Yeah.
guide you towards the next bit of the like what comes
Well,
next. That's
that
my
actually
guess.
that actually leads up to I think a good question that Adrian was going to ask us all.
what was it about pertaining to like villains?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. I will transition to that real quick. I just want to get like a few thoughts out on the deleted scene real quick. So I agree with you guys. I wouldn't have wanted it in the movie. You guys pretty much nailed every reason why. But I think we talked about this pre-pod, if I'm not mistaken. But I think we all share the opinion that we weren't really invested in this Joker, like by that end scene. But with that deleted scene now, we're kind of all a little more on board. I don't know about Mike.
He hit every nail on the head in that interaction between. He had the fucking mannerisms, the voice, the cadence, like the way he spoke, like getting more maniacal, digging into Batman's sight, like just fucking with his head.
Yeah, I feel like
Oh my
Batman
God,
did
nailed
not
it.
like being around him. He
No,
felt
what-
That
uncomfortable.
was
very uncomfortable.
and that's perfect.
What
Yeah.
I will say, like, I was super hopeful that they weren't going to touch the Joker at all in this Matt
Me
Reeves
too.
I understand
series. Like, because,
I
Heath
didn't
Ledger
want
did
it
such an
till I
amazing
saw it.
job.
that.
And,
Yep.
like, you're looking at all this, like, they've done it a couple times, and there's been some swings and misses. There's been some obviously really excellent fucking performances, but
Jared
I was just
Leto.
like, there's so many other there have been there's so many other Batman villains that I wish they would showcase, that I was just like, they don't need to do the Joker again. But then I saw the scene at the end, and now the deleted scene, and I'm with you guys. Like, I am excited and really want to see more of that.
Yeah, like,
I'm-
The fucking
I like
Yeah.
Barry Keoghan, or however you say his name. I like Eternals was a bit of a mess in the Marvel universe. It's one of the weaker movies.
I haven't
I
seen
really
it yet.
enjoyed it. but his character in that movie, Druig, is amazing. He's
Right.
very good in that movie.
Wait, just to get this on record, though, Corey, you enjoyed an MCU movie?
I enjoy all MCU movies, even the shitty ones.
I just wanted to make sure. And then also, Corey, I pointed this out when we were talking, but I wanted to say when I first watched that deleted scene, I don't know if you guys noticed that when Batman handed him those files, it had that paper clip on it. And then when the Joker put him back, Batman was so like uncomfortable, he didn't notice that the Joker had swiped the paperclip. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I went back and watched it again after you told me that, and you're right, it wasn't on there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I didn't notice that until you pointed it
escape. Yeah, and I think like I had the opinion, I said this on my review as well. It's probably not a very popular opinion, but I wasn't really crazy about the whole Joker scene in the movie, the one they put in there. I just felt like I would have rather it ended like we don't know where it's going next. But that was just me personally.
I
didn't like the hand holding.
I don't think they're next.
No. And like my other theory, I heard other people talk about this. I would really like it in the second movie if the Joker was kind of handled like a Hannibal Lecter, like controlling people behind the bars kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I can actually get into something that might deal with that.
Yeah.
They're doing a couple spin-off shows. They're doing the one with the Penguin.
And then
I'm actually really excited
They're doing an Arkham Hospital show.
Are they really?
Yes.
Arkham Asylum, yeah.
Sorry, they're not for sure doing it, but they're thinking about doing it. And
I heard a little
Matt
bit about
Reeves has said that he would love to explore more of the Joker, his Joker, in the Arkham show that he's got.
Okay. Okay,
which
cool.
Could wrap back around to him being in like a third or a fourth movie.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yes. I would love to see the Joker eventually like be the guy in the series, but I don't want him to be in the second movie necessarily. I want there to be even more of a build up. Like, and people might think it's too like Dark Knight-ish having Joker in the middle. I don't know if people will make that comparison, and then he just won't have a chance.
I have an off-the-cuff question.
Yeah.
Do you guys want this more real-world Joker, if he's ever in a movie, to have a Harley Quinn? Because that makes him a lot more comical. He's
not like because this Joker isn't even Joker yet. He was like yeah. This was they had their first encounter. He's in
Arkham, and Harleen Quinzel was
Harleen Quinzel,
in
Dr. Harleen
Arkham.
Quinzel.
I don't think that. I don't think how dark that this world is.
Yeah,
I don't think that would go over so well on film.
That's the thing about Harley and Joker is they're terrifyingly comical. They're not actually funny.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's I'm saying
He's
like because the way that he treats her, like I just really feel like there's gonna be a lot of people that aren't gonna want to watch that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
There's straight up scenes in the comics where he basically tells her to kill herself, basically tells her she's not worth anything.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And with today's climate, I don't know how that would work really.
That's what I'm saying is like as much as it would make sense to have her in it because he's in Arkham.
Yeah.
I just don't see it transitioning to film very well in this modern era.
Can we end the
I'm not worried about that. I think it'll be fun.
Can we end the Facebook trend of people like posting like I'm looking for my Joker?
No shit.
You don't want the Joker Harley relationship. You don't want that.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
And
it's not a good one.
After all of that, this may sound
wouldn't recommend it.
This may sound like a contradiction, but Doug, I'm with you. I want Harley Quinn in it.
Yeah, I think it would be sick.
But I don't want it to be like a super comical, bad toxic relationship like it is in the comics. I want it to be like his girl, and she's like by his side at all times.
I don't see Matt Reeves doing that though. If he introduces her,
sometimes it is his girl, but at the same time he's Joker. Some days he wakes up and it's not his girl because he doesn't. That's where his mind is that day.
Right.
Corey was really upset with me because when we watched that scene, my first reaction was I don't know if I really like how he looks. But apparently,
I was so mad he said out of him.
I do want to say, as a side note, I was saying this before the podcast, but we all had a little more time to absorb it. We literally just got and watched together before the podcast. Mike just watched it for the first time. But I said it looks a lot like fucking Joker Titan, like Arkham Asylum, like minus being all beefed up.
Roided out.
This is okay. So I can explain why he looks all fucked up.
You might say what we also said before you jumped on, but go ahead.
Okay, so he remember Batman, he carries Titan around at this young age. The reason he quits is because he almost killed the Joker with it. No, the fucked up face was he used Titan to beat the living fuck out of him so bad that it fucking disfigured him.
You're saying that's why he looks like that. That's probably
that was from the brutal.
That makes sense with him using the Titan.
So then, do you think the fear and uncomfortableness in Batman's eyes when he's talking to him in that scene is because he's remembering that he almost killed that fucking
I think
guy?
it's a mixture of this is the guy that could make me cross the line, and he knows what I think, and he can see inside my thoughts, because I do think these people deserved it. I do think
that does make that scene even deeper when you think about it that way.
Well, with that explanation,
Joker is the
not
one
bothered
thing Batman really
by how he
truly
looks.
fears.
So Doug, you don't think this version of the Joker is anything pertaining to like falling into the Ace chemicals, nothing like that?
I think I'm not exactly sure if that's the route they're going, because there's like 4,000 different variations.
Yeah, of course.
That's the beauty of the Joker.
Any of them could be true. There is no, this is the truth.
This is the definitive Joker.
It depends on what they feel like that day.
Yep. Okay,
he's such an easy character to write too, because he's so unknown most of the time. You can pretty much do anything you want with him.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, I guess, Mike, what you tried to do 10 minutes ago, now we'll transition to a question I had. We always get into these long talks.
Yeah, we weren't even done talking about the scene yet.
No, I'm happy we do.
No, we didn't go on a tangent about something else.
We weren't talking about the law, man.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to talk about that paperclip a little more. I think it was in a scene in the early part of the movie.
If you really pay attention. No, but okay, so since we're talking about villains here, I was curious, what is a villain that each of you would like to see in this universe besides our usual suspects like Joker, Two-Face, the Riddler? Who's somebody else you would like to see? Yeah, whoever wants to start us off.
I'm worried that I'm going to say something that one of you is going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Just go for it.
I'd really love them to flush out the Mad Hatter character. I think in Matt Reeves' universe, I think they could do it really well.
Do you want them to flush him out or flesh him out?
Flush him out.
Okay. We'll flush him out. I know how to flush him out.
Anyway.
No, okay, so Mike, you're saying you want to see like a more like a this universe's grounded version of the Mad Hatter?
I honestly feel like with how like dark they went with this movie, they could pull it off really well.
And for you comic nerds, can you kind of give me an idea like what the Mad Hatter's whole thing is? What's his gimmick?
You know Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yep. Oh,
the Mad Hatter.
Oh, okay.
He literally mind washes people to have tea parties with him and shit. He's very insane. I don't even know what, like, his hat. What is this? His hat controls people. I don't even 100% know.
He's kind of a minor villain.
Yeah, he's a background villain. He's never been like the guy.
He's never been focused on.
But yeah, I mean, it would be, if they did it right, it would be cool to see him.
He would be really cool if they did it
I
right.
want to see Calendar Man. I'm kidding, but
Condiment
real.
Cool
Condiment King.
Calendar Man's a real
Calendar Man
villain.
in Arkham or something, just in a real way.
Isn't Condiment King a thing in Batman?
Condiment Man.
Condiment
Man. What is that joke that the Joker says in the Lego Batman movie?
He says he's going over a bunch of villains. And he says, Condiment Man. Seriously, he exists. Google it. It's so unbelievable that you have to Google that he's real.
Classic mix-up.
And he was in 2 episodes of the 90s Batman show.
That's so fucking ridiculous.
But
all right,
Corey, what about you?
Yeah, Corey, what you got?
100%. They fucked up one of my favorite villains of all time.
You're probably going to say what I was going to say.
He was ever in.
Freeze.
I want Victor Freeze to be in it.
Oh yeah.
He's such a compelling character. He's
very deep.
So good.
I think he's another one. He's another one in this universe that could really be done right.
Personally, in my eyes, he's Batman's second villain. Like,
what is it? Episode
Joker.
7 of the animated series, but the one with Mr. Freeze, and it's like one of like the most heart wrenching, like deep episodes.
Yeah, because at the end he's just like in his jail cell forever, like, and his wife doesn't get cured or whatever. Right? He just like spends eternity in the cell, and
it's a depressing episode.
Yeah.
But since is that what you all of you were gonna say? Because
That's what
No. I have
Okay.
different ones.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say, just because, like, as people know by now listening, this would be fucking episode 21 by the time it comes out. I'm not the deep lore comic person, so I do know just from the animated series and from, like, the games that Victor Freeze has a pretty tragic backstory. Like, even if you've played the, what was it, Arkham Origins DLC with him, I think?
I haven't played that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know he has a tragic backstory, and I think a more grounded way, and then not so Arnold Schwarzenegger way.
That whole that whole museum part of Arkham Origins is brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, so that's what that's.
Did you have another one you wanted to say, Corey?
Yeah, go.
My second guy that I'd like to see in a movie, I don't ever want him to be the main guy, but I want him in there, is Clayface.
That was going to be one of mine.
Okay, I've always really liked Clayface, and he's never really been highlighted.
He's
anywhere.
another like deeper, depressing character. Like Mr. Freeze.
Very deep story.
See, Riddler was one I always wanted, and I got it, and I'm really happy with it.
I was really happy they went with Riddler.
Yeah, check mark. I would like to see Solomon Grundy.
Oh yeah,
they'd have to go so like fantasy to get Solomon Grundy though.
I mean,
which I don't think
he's
Matt Reeves will do.
He's literally a zombie.
Doug, do you think it could work in this world?
I
think there's a way
there's no reason that they couldn't make it work. Like they didn't. Like the thing about Batman is he's a human. He doesn't have like these fantasy aspects, and none of the characters that were in it had any like abilities or anything.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that they don't exist in this universe.
Right.
Like,
Matt Reeves said he just didn't want to. He didn't want to go down that.
He doesn't want to do metahumans at all.
Yeah,
any kind of metahuman. But they could still do Solomon Grundy as not a zombie though. I mean, he could still. Be this big like lurching man.
Not a doctor.
Speaking of doctor, there is a doctor I'd like to see them put on screen.
See what I did there? I didn't mean to do it, but
and I thought it might be one of Doug's, so I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, Hugo
Strange.
Yeah, that'd be a good.
I would love for them to bring Hugo Strange into it.
He'd definitely fit in this universe.
Yeah, 100%.
I also wish they could do like. I'd love to see Poison Ivy done really well, like done right. Nothing against Uma Thurman, but
what if they just remade Batman and Robin? They remade Batman Returns 20 years later, the Penguin and Catwoman.
And as much as I love like Two-Face from the Nolan universe, I'd like to see them bring him in the way he was in Halloween. Like I'd love to see that because that's a total mystery detective story. Like it's my favorite fucking Batman comic in existence, and that is how Two-Face comes into existence because him, Gordon, and Batman literally spent 2 years trying to figure this shit out, and all this shit's. I don't exactly want to spoil it because it's fucking. I never saw the twist coming. That's for sure. But
honestly, I think with the Matt Reeves universe, the Two-Face would work extremely well.
The exact specific version would work really well. Specifically,
I watched. By the way, Doug,
mystery.
I watched the Long Halloween Part 1 and 2.
I haven't watched the animated versions yet.
That's what I mean, like the ones that just came out last year. I think.
Yeah. How did they hold up to the actual comic this time? I was afraid.
Seeing things the way you see them, I think you might be. It feels a little rushed, so I think you might not like that. But the story kind of rushes along a little too fast. They kind of cut some stuff out that I don't know that you'll be too happy about, but you might enjoy it.
They've been doing that more and more.
Just don't go in expecting the whole Long Halloween story to be in there because it's not.
Animated movies used to be so good.
I've accepted that they just are going to fuck these all up.
Killing Joke broke my heart.
Just
that
deflated.
Was my favorite.
It's because it's supposed to be a slow, like detective, like crime drama thing. Like
supposed to be drawn out.
Like Batman, Gordon, and fucking Harvey. They literally try put everything on the table. Like it's just the three of them. They have absolute trust in each other and. They fucking do anything it takes, but then the ending.
So, totally random here, and if we don't have an answer, we'll just edit it out.
Yeah.
Are there any casting choices for any of these villains? Like, is there anything that comes to your mind for any of them?
Well, first of all, I'd say Jean-Claude Van Damme for Freeze.
Sylvester Stallone. I was just gonna say, for Victor Freeze, just don't use The Rock, okay? Nothing against The Rock, but god damn it, he's in everything.
He's way too big and bulky.
Yeah, he's a little too.
So Schwarzenegger was a bad casting as well.
Yeah,
he's Black Adam. That's true, right?
Victor Freeze wasn't supposed to be like,
he's like a
Mr.
scientist.
Universe.
Yeah, but The Rock,
He's
Mike,
kind of he's got muscles, but he's
Mike, you
smaller.
underestimate The Rock. He does 30 movies a year.
And that's just on Tuesdays.
Right. Yeah, no, so I don't know. I was just wondering. I guess I just wanted to put my Rock joke in there.
I would like Victor Freeze to have, like, I want him to not be American.
Okay.
Like, I want him to have an accent of some sort.
That works more for Hugo Strange.
I was going to say Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I was thinking.
I mean,
I wanted to have like a
great Hugo Strange.
Yeah,
But he'd be two Doctor Stranges.
Exactly. That would be weird.
That'd be pretty meta.
He's already
It'd be
there.
great.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Oh man, who would I want to see
I
in
can't
that
even-
role?
Yeah.
See, before this movie, I wouldn't have named any of these actors for any of these roles, and they were all perfect. So it's so hard to say.
To be completely honest,
nobody would have named Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
You're right.
But casting directors know what the fuck they're doing.
I still
completely honest
still
with
struggle
you.
to believe that's him.
I know.
I think Josh Brolin would be a really good Victor Freeze.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
You know what? I could see
Tom
that.
Hardy.
Tom Hardy would probably pull it off pretty well. Be weird to have him be.
What about Tom Hardy
Freeze?
as Bane?
No.
No?
See,
No, because
it's right on the
real Bane
line
is
for me.
nothing like that Bane.
No, yeah, the real Bane is way more like.
And he's Hispanic.
Oh, okay.
Hispanic, first of all. He's a luchador. He's literally a wrestling luchador.
And he's
Rey
juiced.
Mysterio?
And he's Jews, too.
You gotta be like 6'5".
Or what about, wait, hold on.
Who's that jumping out the sky?
Hold on. Ultimo Dragon. You guys remember him?
Oh, yeah. I
Oh
know.
my god. No, La Paca.
And
rest
WCW versus
in peace.
NWO Revenge.
All right, but before we go too far down the wrestling, we already talked about The Rock, damn it.
There's a lot of actors.
Can we talk about Nintendo 64? I was getting into that.
Soon we'll do an episode on all.
Soon, my friend.
I hope so.
Fucking what's that actor's name that played the mob dude?
Colin
Falcone?
Farrell. Oh,
Talking about Falcone?
No.
John.
The other
John. How do you say it, Corey? John Turturro or
John
whatever.
Turturro.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he could like play a role like that.
like a
so
drama role.
That was so
Yeah.
good.
He's like always in comedies and stuff.
Yeah.
He's always in like Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, he fucking and like when I saw him like as that character, I was like, "There's no way." But he
was
killed it.
awesome.
Hey, Dad, bang, bang, bang. Oh, you think I want to do this? You think this doesn't hurt me?
Oh yeah, he starts like choking her out. So just like your mother.
Duh.
John Turturro was very
I
good.
think I would love to see Bill Skarsgård play the Mad Hatter.
The Mad Hatter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, he has it. He definitely has the look. He could.
I think he could pull it off really well. It was for me. It was either him or like James McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
He could definitely play something in this universe. He's a good actor.
The question is, what could Nicolas Cage play in this universe?
Egghead.
He
Batman.
could play a guy watching it in the theater.
In the theater.
Did you see he wants to play Egghead in a Batman movie?
No.
Oh God,
He came out and said he'd love to play Egghead.
I don't even know who that is, but no.
He's like a mobster guy, but he has a really tall forehead. But
Okay.
he said in an interview he would love to play Egghead in a Batman movie.
He's not
But he
a
wants
good
them
actor.
to. No, he's
He would
not.
never get
Oh.
a role in Matt Reeves.
Hey.
Are you hating on
Yeah, let's not
the national treasure?
Yes,
let's not hurt feelings
One or
here.
two.
I want to steal it.
Yeah, let's not hurt feelings, okay?
I
know-
fucking yeah.
Nick, I know you're listening to our podcast because you love us.
God damn it,
we
Corey.
don't all
Hi,
agree with that.
fucking yeah.
Oh, Moonfall, you kill us every time.
A B C D E F G.
I didn't miss
Yeah.
anything.
I don't think he's. I don't think he's fitting in.
You don't think he's Matt Reeves material?
His best role was, to this day, hands down, is Lord of War, and it was him being the opposite of everything he tries to be in everything.
Well, leaving Las Vegas.
not Lord of War.
I really
he won an award for
face
leaving Las
off right
Vegas.
now.
Sure.
I really want
But
to take your face. Who takes faces off in the Batman world? That's the surgeon,
Are
right?
you guys forgetting about Con Air and that wonderful mullet?
Oh yeah.
God.
No,
Wait, guys,
Poe?
he's fine, but he's
I
not a
purposely
good actor.
Corey-
forgot about that.
Corey, is Clayface the surgeon guy?
No, he
Or
was
is
an
that
actor.
Hush? That's Hush. He can do surgery on himself, or like.
Hush is more complicated than that.
Oh,
Hush-
okay.
I think you're
Hush
thinking
is
like
the Riddler.
Dollmaker.
Hush is basically the Riddler.
He's just
The
the
Hush
Riddler.
was
Yeah.
a Riddler story. The Riddler flexed his intellect.
He
and
just
fucked with Batman.
It was literally Hush. Hush was literally the Riddler proving he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He proved that he knew everything about Batman, Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
Dick Grayson.
Whatever he wants.
The only version I knew was so Hush like hated his parents, right? He tried to have them killed, and like Thomas Wayne saved one of them, and like so he hates the Waynes. Isn't that Hush? I thought that was Hush.
Yeah, I don't even recognize.
What
that.
are you referring to?
I don't.
It's
I have
it's a
no idea.
fanfic that he's been
Is that like a
writing.
movie?
No, I'm telling you, that's a character. Like I
Is that a
I don't
porn you
maybe,
watched?
maybe it's not
Is that a porn
Hush.
you watched?
So there was somebody that was like childhood friends with Bruce Wayne, and he wanted to kill his parents to inherit their fortune. He set up like a car accident, and only his mom died or something like that. Thomas Wayne saved the other one, and so he hated the Waynes. So yeah, I thought that was a thing.
I don't know. I know less about
Guys-
maybe in a story, like
Guys,
there's a million different.
Maybe I'm
storylines
making up my own
about
Batman movie.
I mean,
It sounds
I'd
really
watch that.
good, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's go, Matt Reeves. You have competition.
Yeah,
Now I just have
Hush
to learn
was
everything about
the
filmmaking.
Riddler flexing on the Bat family, like
Oh, okay.
reminding him,
What's up, Bat fam?
I'm not a joke.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not really a joke. I'm a
Back
fucking
to your
Which
back to your
the
surgeon.
Riddler in this movie kind of is a social
Yeah.
media fam.
Yeah,
Back-
he is.
Back to your surgeon thing. It's the doll maker that's like that though, right?
He's the one that does like the surgeries.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
they should
sure.
do the fucking creepy puppet master guy could
From
be in
Heroes?
a movie.
Yeah, from
No.
Heroes.
No, there's this really creepy puppet guy
Gangster
from the
doll
show
thing.
Heroes that can
Yeah.
control
Huh?
them just by putting his hands up.
Oh
And he
shit!
can control them like
There's also like
it's fucking
a
creepy.
living puppet guy in
Yeah.
the Batman universe.
All right,
It's
so-
really
Oh, yeah,
fucking creepy.
So I'm going to go completely left field here, just to change, gears.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the black eye makeup? Did
I
you
mean,
like
makes
it?
Sense. It made total sense.
I'm glad
Yeah,
they
why
finally
wouldn't that make
fucking
sense?
showed it.
This was the first movie to ever like incorporate that.
Yeah, like
He wasn't just
Uh,
clean cut coming out of a bathroom like in a
How
suit.
dare you?
What?
What about Badman?
Oh, you okay? You're right, Batman. Oh
And-
shit!
And Big Daddy and Kick Ass.
Big Daddy and Kick-Ass. Nicolas Cage.
Already played Batman.
Can we just say Nicolas Cage is a better Batman than George Clooney at least?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
I mean-
I'll give you that.
he said, "I'll give you that."
Anybody's a fucking better Batman than George Clooney. Even
I kind of
fucking
forgot
Adam
how
West.
good Nick Cage actually did
Ugh,
kill it
I
in
don't know.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah, that's one of his
What?
good movies.
That highlighted his eccentric nature.
Yeah.
I know you had a couple other questions you wanted to ask.
Well, let's see. As far as those go, there's definitely a couple I want to save towards the end of the episode because we're going to talk about rankings. I mean, unless you want to get into that now.
Oh,
We could start working towards that.
Yeah, and then, or we could talk about. I mean, I feel like it's a little too early to get to the negative section, but I wanted to also talk about if there's anything in the movie that
No,
didn't
just get
work
it.
for
Yeah,
you.
let's get into that. Yeah.
All right,
let's
so
get into the negative section.
So transitioning, is there anything about this movie that didn't work for you guys? Because I know we all loved it. Is there anything you think could have been cut? Because everybody says it's the movie's too long, which I think we all disagree with.
Let me see.
I wanted it to be like an hour longer.
To be,
Right.
to be honest with you, when that movie ended, I was like, really?
I couldn't believe 3 hours had passed.
Me
was
neither.
Like, already?
Is there anything that
I've-
I didn't like?
I would have liked the Riddler suit to not be a fucking
The way it
leather
looks.
mask that he got at
Disagree.
a military
Disagree.
supply store. That's
Yeah, so I think we talked about this before. It was probably off podcast, but I like the way that looks just because, Corey, was that you and I talking about it? Like, this really does feel like he's never done anything like this before. Like,
Yeah.
that first kill of the movie at the beginning, like you can tell he's hesitant, he's scared.
And he's breathing
You're
real
right.
heavy while he's doing it. Like, oh my god, I'm doing this. Oh my god, I'm doing this.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, because
I'll give you that. This was the Riddler's first foray into.
I do.
Plus,
I do love that they use the same glasses that Jim Carrey
yes, that was great. Can't believe I didn't notice that.
Yeah, because like the Riddler, like the first time I killed somebody, like you have to work your way up to it.
You
No,
killed
you
somebody?
don't. I did it
with a
before.
carpet.
It's
Oh
so
god, that
easy.
was brutal.
It's called
Dude,
a Tucker, first of all.
Yeah, and how beautiful was it that he missed that one clue and that detective story, and that other guy just happened to.
One of my favorite lines in the whole movie is when Riddler looks at him and says, "You're not as smart as I thought you were."
He didn't know
You're
that
really
was what
not
that
as
was.
smart. Yep.
I love it. I like Paul Dano's look in that movie because me personally, I'm a huge true crime fan and I love anything to do with serial killers. And they modeled his look a lot off of the Zodiac killer from the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I love the look.
Yeah, it didn't feel Riddlery.
You're
Okay.
right.
Like
You're right,
that's
but-
I think the
To me, it felt very, here we go again. You know, I have to bring it up every episode. Okay, so we don't even have to do the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. But you know how every Spider-Man had, like, that cheap-ass suit at first, like, before they made their own nice one?
No, it totally makes sense.
It kind of felt like a Riddler, like, version
Yeah.
1.0.
I wish they had just, like, hinted that I guess he wasn't even aware he was going to become. He thought he was doing, like, good guy stuff.
I thought him and Batman were, like, in cahoots the whole
BFFs,
freaking time.
Because it worked out so perfectly for him.
I feel for the payoff that they have at the end with all of those people dressed just like him. He had to have something that was easy to
that
buy.
They could all get, yeah.
What'd you guys think about that scene in the coffee shop when they take him down and pull out the different IDs and none of them were correct? And he's like, "Which one are you?"
He said, "You tell me."
And he just says that fucking, and as there's like, and he's just laughing and smiling.
Corey, wasn't that you that pointed out, like, he doesn't really look that happy until, like, he sees Batman walk up to the window.
When they have him against or down on the counter, he looks like he's about to snap. His mouth's twitching, and he's looking real angry. And as soon as Batman enters the window and he sees him, just a huge happy smile.
That creepy ass smile.
Because he thinks it's all going.
He thinks Batman planned that, and he's like, "Oh, if he wants this to happen, I'm going to let it happen because this must be part of the plan."
Because Batman brought him to the light, Falcone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he brought him to the light. URL.
This version of the Riddler is so good, he didn't even realize Batman wasn't part of it.
Yeah.
He planned it so good, he thought he had help, and he didn't. He was doing this all on his own.
Yeah, they did the Riddler justice.
Oh, he's so good.
Justice. The answer is justice.
Yeah. It's just ice.
Yeah, so the Riddler was even fucking smarter than he thought he was. Like he was one step ahead of Batman the whole movie.
He thought he had help, and he didn't even have help.
He thought Batman was his friend, and he was one step ahead of him the whole time.
No, in fact, Batman was just a pawn.
Yep.
Batman was just doing the Riddler's dirty work.
I love when Batman's like ripping up the carpet, and the cop's like, "What are you doing? You can't." Batman doesn't give a fuck. He's just like ripping the carpet up. Yeah. So what do we have? So Doug, so far, not crazy about the Riddler look, which we understand.
Well, when you explain it as this is basically Riddler day one, like he just grabbed something to hide his identity, and then it worked out for the end scene.
Yeah, listen,
like I get that.
Not everybody can have 50 fucking costumes like Jim Carrey, okay?
I don't want like those costumes. I want like just the typical Riddler outfit suit.
Yeah, absolutely,
hat.
Just some classic green cane hat.
Like the Joker's not the Joker yet. Riddler's not the Riddler yet. Batman's barely Batman. So
so Batman's year 2 in this. I wonder like who he's dealt with. We know. The Batman. We know he's like had run-ins with the Joker, right? Joker says in that scene like it's our anniversary.
He had Titan, so he obviously has dealt with Bane.
I think he got Titan from somebody else. Like
pre-Bane.
I can't remember before he met Bane. Like Bane. Like has that shit running through his fucking bloodstream 24/7.
Yeah.
He's hooked up to like this fucking gear, and there's like tubes in him that just constantly pumping him full of it. But he
is he Gotham's Reckoning?
Oh, he might be. The real Bane is way stronger than that Bane.
Oh yeah, and way bigger.
Yeah. So I guess I would say the only few things for me as far as maybe made the movie a little long-winded, which I don't feel that way, but there are a few scenes that maybe could be cut. I already said the Joker one, like, I kind of didn't want my hand held there. I wanted the movie to just end, and I don't know what's next. That's what I would have preferred. And while I don't hate at all, like, the Batman and Catwoman, I actually like the scene where they, like, go different directions on their bikes, like how it ends. I actually do like that. But I think the better ending was with him narrating on the rooftop with the helicopter.
Yeah.
Like with him saying, I need to be more.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like it was a perfect, like, him opening the movie with his narration. And then, like, that shot from the helicopter where it's looking down on him.
And it's even the same song playing from the beginning.
Yeah, Something in the Way from Nirvana. But I feel like that helicopter shot on him, as soon as he finishes his narration, cut to black there, to me, that would have been perfect. Like, but still, I do like the Catwoman scene.
That is my only issue with the movie. Is ending there would have been perfect.
That's two scenes earlier.
The whole Catwoman Batman love story thing in that is straight out of Hush.
Yeah.
So I was happy for that they
ended that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally understandable. Like I said, I don't hate that scene. I just felt like it was the perfect bookend on the rooftop. And it's only two scenes, so in the grand scheme of things, it would have cut out like maybe 5 minutes. So it's not like I'm like, we need to cut this runtime.
That was the one thing I was disappointed about, is he didn't
You wanted him to, would you say, reveal himself to her?
She left without knowing that was Bruce Wayne, and I wished it wouldn't have been that way.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that complain about the third act, like it's tacked on, like after the Riddler gets arrested. But that's the whole point of his plan.
That's the climax.
Exactly. But there are people that say that, like, this movie could have benefited by being like 40 minutes shorter.
That was such a sick scene. Like, he took that shock and
when Batman fucking breaks through the glass on the top of the fucking arena, dude, that's just another example of Matt Reeves. Like, you fucking genius. I got chills when he broke through that top.
Oh, yeah, man.
Do you know what kind of people say that it could have been 40 minutes shorter?
Who's that?
Negative people, and you don't need that kind of negativity.
You don't need that kind of negativity. The Batman was 12 minutes longer than The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises was 12 minutes longer than The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was 12 minutes longer than Batman Begins.
Was that on purpose?
I don't know. So the next Batman movie is going to be 12 minutes longer than the Batman.
So you 40-minute naysayers, you better not go watch it.
That's
right.
right.
You know that the number 12 is a number that comes up multiple times in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Wait, it is?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with Marvel right
But
now.
What comes up more than once?
Anyway, no, but what's the significance of that?
Nothing. It's just a joke.
Oh, it's just like an ongoing?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Jim Carrey, number 23, Riddler, tie it back around.
Oh, God.
Okay, so...
Riddler's not into fucking bullshit numerology.
So, Mike, Corey, is there anything that didn't work for you? Okay, also, I do want to say one more thing. People are going to think I fucking hate this movie by the end of it. I didn't really care. I know why it was necessary for the plot, but I didn't really care about Selena Kyle's roommate, that whole story. The Russian girl or whoever she was.
Without her, though, Batman would have never even...
No, that's what I mean. He would have never gone to like her apartment. He would have never found out she was Catwoman.
I don't think they stuck to it long enough for it to be like
exactly
an issue in any way.
Yeah,
it was just
plus she ends up dead.
She did. I told you he did. I just didn't care about her. Like, I don't even remember her name. Like,
clearly Matt Reeves didn't care about her either.
It wasn't important to remember who she was on.
Yeah, right. All right, but now I'm done.
Vanessa or something like that.
No, it was definitely like something Russian or something.
I thought it was Veronica
Annika or something.
Yeah, Annika or something like that.
Ani, because she calls her Ani.
Yeah. You have a lot of cats.
That
cracked me up more than it probably should have.
Oh, I know. I love that.
I can tell you one thing I didn't give a shit about.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I didn't care.
We'll put this in the mix section.
I didn't think it was necessary to make Falcone Selena's dad.
Okay.
Isn't that a thing, though?
No.
Isn't that like one of the things in the comics?
No.
No?
Nope. It was rumored at one point it might be her dad. But
that's okay. That's where I was getting that from.
I hear that keyboard going.
And the only thing that did piss me off, was I didn't want Falcone to die.
Oh yeah,
I wanted his character, and
he was awesome.
Things.
But the rise of the Penguin,
right?
Oh, that's great. But that also could have happened if Falcone went to Arkham.
Wait, what do we have editing, Doug?
She is absolutely the daughter of Carmine Falcone.
Where are you
See, I
seeing
thought
that?
I thought so.
That's canon.
I knew that was a thing.
I looked that up for hours after the movie, and I didn't
It's-
find that anywhere.
Doug's like, if you go to Google, it's the first result.
I just type in the question, who are Selena Kyle's parents, ? Carmine Falcone is what pops up.
No, it said rumored. I read the whole article that pops up when you type that in.
Yeah.
Said it was never confirmed that was her dad.
We have a dispute here.
Carmine managed to rule the city efficiently due to extensive knowledge of blah, blah, blah. Through a tryst in the Kyle family, Falcone fathered Selena Kyle. Carmine Falcone is a fictional character.
Wait, he's fictional?
Portrayed by a powerful mob boss. I mean,
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Friend, blah, blah, blah.
That guy's going to be Adam Warlock now in the Marvel Cinematic
Catwoman.
Universe.
Wait, that actor?
Carmine Falcone. In the New 52 comics, mob boss Carmine Falcone is the father of Selena Kyle through illegitimate means. In the comics, Falcone was unaware of Selena being Catwoman and despised the feline criminal.
Oh, okay. So in the New 52.
Oh, nobody cares about that.
Thanks, Flash.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they made it like a staple.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure, Ian. Don't ask me.
I've never read anything New 52. I don't care. about
What?
any of it. Yeah, I don't care.
That's what brought the DC comics back from almost extinction.
Rebirth is what brought them. The
Oh.
52 is what almost killed them.
Rebirth, isn't that an Eminem album?
Well, okay,
Oh, no,
so
that's Relapse.
which one came as a result of Flashpoint? Was that the New 52? Or was that Rebirth?
Flashpoint was pre-52.
Till I collapse. I'll spill my... Oh, wait, you guys are still talking about that.
Because I was pretty... They did Flashpoint to try to, like...
Flashpoint is just one of the times the Flash reset the DC universe.
Fucking Barry Allen fucking with the timeline.
There's Infinite Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths,
Isn't
Flashpoint.
it's always Barry that fucks at the timeline, though, right?
Crisis
Yeah,
on Infinite Earth is awesome.
Because Flash is the
Yeah.
strongest fucking character in the DC universe, hands down, because of his abilities to do fucking time travel.
Even if he loses, he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go back and fix
he
this.
can literally kill Superman by like molecularly destabilizing his body through vibrations. Like, he's
I know.
broken. He's the most
All right,
OP character.
The
So
Flash is
Mike-
OP.
Mike, is there anything you didn't like about the Batman?
Yeah, the Flash wasn't
We're
in
talking
it. No,
about
just kidding.
comics. We're talking about comics, and Adrian's not happy.
Yeah, well, I know we have limited time, and I want to keep on this movie.
Is there anything that didn't
Anything that didn't work for
me?
you? Any scene that you think was filler? Any character that you were like, they could have been better?
No.
Right. And that's perfectly
this movie,
fine.
This
I had
movie
to-
to me,
I had to pull for mine. So
no, this movie to me,
Grasping at straws.
I agree with Doug. It's the perfect Batman movie.
It's what I've been
It's
waiting for.
my favorite
Oh, yeah.
of all the ones I've ever
Wait,
seen.
shut up.
Hey, I don't
Like,
care.
let's-
We're getting there.
Well,
I
Mike,
can
just
start it now.
transition. Yeah, go ahead. You're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it now. It's my favorite out of all the ones I've ever seen, and I'm not even gonna lie. It's not even close to what's second.
And
Not
second
not
is...
taking anything away from The Dark Knight.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's amazing as the Joker. We've talked about this before, but like to me, this movie
So is this
superior in many ways.
for you? Is this like Doug said? Like he never saw the flaws in those movies till he watched this one. Is it kind of like one of those things?
I'm not, it's been a while since I've seen the Nolan franchise.
I
have to
know
go
you
back
did.
and watch.
I know you
I've
did the
seen it
Batman.
so many times.
I know you
I
did the
watched-
Batman watch through for us, but you didn't. You
Yeah.
didn't get to the Nolan
I
ones.
didn't get to the Nolan ones because they were more fresh in my memory than the other ones.
Mike's got fucking heart. Okay, he sat through all
As-
those movies.
Well, I slept through Batman and Robin.
Oh, that's right.
But it's nothing like
It's like
I don't know. I'm a lot more critical now of movies and stuff than I used to be.
yeah,
So, like, I would have to go back and watch the Nolan movies again to really like
and I feel like
give
it's
an exact opinion. But to me, I remember watching them, and I loved all three of them.
Yeah.
The third one I probably liked the least.
agreed.
The Dark Knight and the first one was the Batman
Begins.
Begins. Those two are very close.
Oh, and I
to
want
me.
to I want to tell you guys right now. While I normally trust, I mean, I form my own opinion, and for the most part, fuck Rotten Tomatoes. But IMDb usually falls pretty similar in line to a lot of my thoughts.
Yeah.
But right now, IMDb has the Batman sitting at an 8.3, which is fantastic.
Nope.
And
horseshit.
where's the Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight Rises. I know this is what I want to talk about. The Batman's an 8.3. The Dark Knight Rises is an 8.4. And to that, I say bullshit.
I fully disagree there.
The Dark Knight's a 9.1.
Yeah, yes, it is.
But like the Dark Knight and Batman Begins to me are very like close, but obviously the Dark Knight beats out. I don't know. This movie, I could watch the Batman over and over and over again. I don't give a fuck that it's over 3 hours long, right?
No,
it's like 2 hours and 56
just shy of.
Exactly, yeah.
Dude, I don't care. I'll fucking watch it. I'll watch
it. Here you go, Mike.
It's not like any of the.
Here you go, Mike. Watch the Batman and pause it, and then play the Joker scene when it's supposed to be in there, and then it's over 3 hours.
No, that scene's only 5 minutes. It would be 3 hours and 59 minutes.
Wait, 3 hours and 59 minutes?
It was a 3 hour and 54 minute.
Oh, 2 hours and 59.
It was 2 hours and 54
Son
minutes.
Son of a bitch, we need more deleted scenes.
Matt Reeves, give us more deleted scenes.
Oh, he will. I'm almost certain.
All right, so Mike, this is easily your favorite Batman movie.
Yeah, that's that. I know that's what I'm saying is bothering Corey because I know how much he loves the Dark Knight. Like, I don't hate anything about the Dark Knight.
Well, I think it's
there's
one of
very
those
little
things...
I could probably pick from that movie that I don't like.
No, right?
It's just like, as far as like action and fucking like explosiveness and everything goes, like the Dark Knight
superior.
The Dark Knight is superior, but
yeah,
as far as the Batman movie goes, like actual character wise, the Batman is the best movie out of all of them. Yeah, and it's not close.
And all of those Nolan movies, they had like elements of the detective, but you never got to fucking see it like you see in this movie.
I have this brick with a bullet. Let me scan it with this
exactly
multi-billion-dollar machine. All right, figure it out.
Found it. No, but Mike, I think it's an example of like a lot of times, like just the way that people are so divided now. It's like two things can be true at the same time. Where like the Batman is fantastic, but fucking so is the Dark Knight. You don't have to shit on one to like the other.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not shitting on the Dark Knight at all.
I know you're not.
I want this to be known that I still absolutely adore the entire Nolan trilogy.
Yeah,
the three of them. I love them all.
But it's just the way people feel is like if you love one, you have to say why the other one sucks.
And before anybody else chimes in with whatever they're going to say, everybody who fucking was talking shit on Robert Pattinson can suck a dick.
Can suck a dick.
They were all very wrong.
And I didn't know who Paul Dano was before this, but
I knew who Paul Dano was because I've seen him in a couple things, but I didn't know he could do this.
Yeah, I realized who he was after the fact. Like, I looked him up after the movie and was like, oh, yeah, he's in that.
I saw Night and Day with Tom Cruise and Swiss Army Man before...
Little Miss Sunshine.
Girl Next Door. He was in that.
Didn't care about that movie either.
He was in The Girl Next Door?
He's the best friend.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's the best friend of the kid.
think I saw that movie like once or twice in my life.
It's Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch.
It is. Yeah.
It's very forgettable.
It is a forgettable movie.
Anyways. Why don't we move on to your take?
Yes.
Ranking,
Corey. Where does this one sit? You've had time to think about it.
This is very hard for me because Dark Knight's been my favorite movie since it came out.
Hey, I think I know where you're going, and I'm still going to respect you.
I see. This is I don't even know how to say this because if you take certain aspects from the Dark Knight and certain aspects from the Batman, those two movies have some of my favorite stuff in each one of them.
Yeah.
The Batman has my favorite Batman and my favorite Alfred so far.
Oh, really? Okay.
I like
Andy Serkis.
I love Andy Serkis. I'm a bit biased there.
Yeah,
he's
precious. But he's really good.
In this movie.
I just don't think we saw enough of him.
We haven't seen enough of him yet.
I get where you're coming from, though.
But Michael Caine's great, but he was just Michael Caine the whole movie. Like,
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Michael Caine's probably amazing, the weakest of the Alfreds.
Him and Morgan Freeman kind of both just cast off the fact that they were themselves.
Yeah.
Not that Michael Caine did terrible, but out of all the Alfreds that have been on film, I think that Michael Caine's is the worst.
He played a specific type of Alfred.
And I got to tell you, the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, still probably top for me. Yeah. Even though Paul Dano's Riddler is so fucking close. I did not know he was going to be as close as he is. Paul Dano nailed it. Plus, they made him an actual like real life thing, a serial killer. They didn't just make him some weird guy who's like doing these crazy things. Like, I'm gonna get Batman to notice me.
Right.
He was really a legitimate psychopath.
Batman is hunting down a fucking serial killer. How cool is that?
You stop talking shit on Jim Carrey's Riddler.
I love Jim Carrey's Riddler.
He pushed a guy out a window on a chair.
Yeah, before he was even the Riddler.
But even like the fucking Arkham games, which are fantastic, the Riddler's just trying to show like his superior intellect. He's not like killing, murdering a bunch of people.
Doing anything too crazy.
He's like, find my trophies, Batman.
They just underutilize him.
And then you can fight me in a big fucking robot that's not worth it.
you guys would know more than I would as for like comic book wise, but like what we got in the Batman is just one version of the Riddler. Like what you're referring to is another version that actually does exist, right?
Well, like the campier, goofy.
That's kind of like the cartoon version. Like the Riddler in the comics, like we were talking about Hush, where he flexed on the entire Bat family so hard.
Flexing on the Bat family.
And like at the end, he got arrested and sent to jail at the beginning, like he was a no-name character. And the whole time, that was all part of the plan. He took control of that cruiser and the fucking car, the truck, and drove off, like giving like these narrating these lines about. And sometimes people forget about the Riddler, like, and he does all this shit and just fucks with everybody. Like he's not a just joke.
Yeah, right. So, Corey, did we interrupt you, or where did you leave off? The Joker, the Riddler, you didn't know he'd be as good as he is, but
if I have to pick a movie between the two, I'd say Dark Knight is 1A and Batman is 1B.
You son of a bitch.
They're both my favorite, but if they were both put in front of me and I wanted to sit down and watch one of them, Dark Knight's probably going in.
Is that just because it came out on your birthday?
Yes.
Yes. No, totally understandable. And I'll say, like, for the record, I'm 32. With any luck, I'll live, like, I don't know, another 10, 15 years.
I got about 8.
Yeah, but I don't think in our lifetime, I don't think we'll ever see a better villain than fucking Heath Ledger's Joker. I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, you never know what you don't know, but I don't know who's going to fucking do it.
I really want to see more of this new Joker. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. That's
my thing.
He's a different kind of Joker.
I'm not just so nostalgic for this movie that it can't ever be overtaken. Yeah, I 100% will admit if it was, and this one came damn close. Give me, when it comes out, give me 4 more times watching it at home. I'll definitively make a choice. But as of right now, Dark Knight's probably still on top.
The Dark Knight's a sequel, maybe hopefully the next Batman movie will be even better.
I mean, I feel like it will be.
Yeah.
It has
Matt Reeves is fucking building something here.
Do you want to go before me, Adrian, or do you want me to?
I pretty much shared my thoughts on the end of the Batman episode we did before, but I'll just reiterate. I'm with Mike. This is easily my favorite. Like the first time watching it through, halfway through watching this movie, I'm like, holy fuck. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's everything I wanted to see. Detective Batman. It's dark detective noir. It's psychological thriller. It's horror. It's a fucking buddy cop movie. It's a PG-13 that really fucking flirts with that R rating line.
God, that was PG-13?
That was PG-13. I feel like they did just enough to get away with a PG-13.
I thought that was R-rated. Holy shit.
It's everything I ever wanted to see. And I love that Batman is the fucking focus. On all these movies, I feel like the villains take more of a spotlight than Batman does. This movie, like, Paul Dano was in it just enough. Colin Farrell's in it just enough. It's like to make every time you see them on the screen, there's like a payoff. And it adds to the suspense.
When Batman was in it,
exactly. It adds to the tension and the suspense, and it just makes you want to see more of them. But fucking, this is Batman's movie, and it's my favorite of any of them.
All right. Also, my turn. This eclipsed every other Batman movie for me. I found myself just glued to like watching like this mystery like unfold, him trying to figure out what was going on, figure out who the Riddler was, like, and as he was just playing into the Riddler's hands, time after time. Like I was fucking gripping my chair, like, trying to, like, when's he gonna figure out? Is he gonna figure out? Like, how's it gonna happen? Like, does he know? Like, I was fucking losing my shit.
It's a very rare occasion that Doug goes to the movie theaters. That's all I'll say. Doug, you saw this bitch in the theaters.
Yeah. I risked it all.
I risked it all. You're fucking as brave as Batman.
I'd say I'm braver.
How pissed would you have been if it sucked?
I would say.
I would have been soul crushed. But I have to put, this isn't just one of my favorite Batman movie. It might go up there on this. Like I have to like think about some things because I have to see it a few more times because it might just become my favorite movie. Period.
Well, here's the crazy.
I have had the same favorite movie since I was 4 years old. So
here's the crazy part about
Great
that
Scott.
My favorite movie is The Dark Knight, and the fact that this is barely under that. My top 3 might consist of 2 Batman movies.
Like,
to be honest with you,
Batman, and Braveheart.
I did not expect Robert Pattinson to just. He was so perfect. He was the exact vision I like when I'm reading the comics. He just portrayed what I see in my head perfectly.
Yeah.
He didn't do the stupid fucking voices. He just that's one thing about the Nolan trilogy that really I just always had was a stain for me was the stupid Batman. Yeah. Like, and I defended it for a while, but after finally hearing a Batman that just
the worst Robert Pattinson offense wasn't even bad. That was during the jail scene. Like, what have you done? Like when he slams against the glass, and that wasn't even like a fucking.
No, that's just out of anger.
Yeah, exactly. That was just him angry.
He did it the right way. He didn't like do this weird gravelly. Oh, it's not about who you are and what you do. That's fine. Yeah, like.
And just for the record, I just want to say, go back and listen to the end of the Batman, our first one. I said Corey's going to stay with the Dark Knight, Doug's going to like the Batman, Mike's a wild card, and Mike likes the Batman.
Yeah.
So I'm counting that as a win for myself.
This Riddler, fucking, I've always wanted to see a good Riddler on screen, but I never thought it would be done justice, and they just exceeded any and all expectations. Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman is finally the Catwoman I've been wanting to see. She had like the
not Halle Berry's.
She had the mannerisms and like everything.
Doug just went right through it.
Cadence, the way she talked.
You can't acknowledge that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway,
is that a thing?
Hold on, I got something to say. You got a lot of cats.
She has a thing for strays.
I love that they're all like just floating around his feet, and he's just like looking at him like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, fucking in this entire movie, like Batman. Oh wait, what do you got?
Finally, it dawned on me. It dawned on me something that actually bothered me about the movie.
Oh, you got something? Cut that. Oh, when he's like staring at Selena,
when he's looking at her in the apartment and like shit, weird. Like figuring out where she's living, where she's at. Okay, that's fine, I get it. And then like he follows her and she goes to the bedroom. You're like, okay, buddy, she's clearly about to change here. Maybe you should look away. But then he just keeps staring.
Well, no, he doesn't just keep staring, Mike. He sidesteps to get a better view, then he keeps staring.
I thought it was
very important note there. He sidestepped.
Yeah, I thought it was a little weird when
Bruce.
I thought it was a little weird when you heard a zipper.
Yeah.
Cut that.
You're not.
That's the only thing that kind of bothered me. But
that was a little weird. I do remember being in the theater going, ugh.
Lingering a little too long. Starting to breathe like the Riddler there, buddy.
But if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have noticed her climb out the window, and he would have never been able to follow her. So
yeah,
and that is what every pervert says at their meeting.
That's what every pervert says at their meeting.
Yeah. No, but and I did love. Yeah, since you're talking about that, I did love that scene between them, like their first time meeting, and like Catwoman is fucking. You see later in the movie, she fucking can kick some ass.
Oh, yeah.
But she doesn't lay a hand on Batman.
Oh, no.
Like, just
The entire time he's just like being defensive. He's not attacking her.
They're miles
just-
apart as far as that goes.
He's just stopping. Like the old movies, like they're always like, even Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer. They're like, what can we do to up the stakes here? She's like, she kicks the shit out of Batman.
And I think
in this movie, she doesn't fucking touch him.
she gets the better of him a couple times in the comics, right?
She does, but she
Not
does it more
exactly.
with intellect and like.
Okay.
She's very smart, and she gets to know Batman so well that she knows what he's about to do.
and they're also
Okay.
like, on
She's-
again, off
she's
And they're
again.
like,
on
hey,
again, off again.
right.
So
She's
If
like,
he
hey,
uses that
Batman.
against them.
She's like, hey, Batman, whose parents' house are we going to for Christmas this year? And he's like, oh, wait, her parents are dead too. Fuck.
Try to kill her.
She's like, I meant to hurt you and I hurt myself.
You've
No.
got a lot of cats.
Thumb drive.
I
Yeah.
love, dude, that was so good.
Yeah,
That
I-
scene in that when she was trying to steal that, he just like easily like
I love it.
deflected
Yeah.
it off. And,
I
like,
love
just
it.
Diffused the situation.
Yeah,
and then
she-
caught her and like when the guard was coming. So he was not only fending her off, but paying attention to all that shit. Also naturally and easily. That's what Batman is supposed to do.
Well, at that time when he catches her, he thinks that she killed the guy, or that her roommate killed the dude that was running for mayor, or was the mayor. Because remember he asks, "Is that why you killed him?"
Well, he was questioning, yeah,
Yeah.
because he
Can I-
didn't know yet.
Before we
Doing
run out
some
of time,
detective work.
before we run out of time, can I mention a couple of honorable
Yes.
mention characters in this movie that I really loved? The
Mhm.
twins.
Oh God, yes.
I see you met the twins. I
The
like
twins
how
were
the end he just
fucking
gets them.
great.
He just locks them out.
And
and he
they're
doesn't
not
even
they're not
fight them
actual
again.
characters, right? They don't exist.
I don't
I think
remember them.
I'm pretty sure they're the bouncers to that
Wait,
place.
Oh, yeah, the twins at the door of like the iceberg?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a.
Oh, yeah.
I love
fucking funny.
every time the one answers, he's like, "Hold on," and then he goes and gets the other one. He's like, "See what I tell you?"
Yeah, so like later on when Bruce like walks up to the door, did any of you think, because he's like, do you know who I am? Like the way they looked at him, obviously everybody knows Bruce Wayne, but I'm like, holy fuck, do they know that's the guy that beat the shit out of them?
He goes and gets. He's like,
Nah.
"See, told you, it's Bruce Wayne."
I knew what they were.
Yeah, no, I knew like realistically they knew it was Bruce, but I'm just like, I
I
wonder if
agree
any
that-
part of them is like,
I agree. The twins are great.
do you
I
know
like
who I am?
And any other characters? You said you had a couple mentions.
And we didn't really talk about Penguin all that much.
Oh yeah.
No,
I thought-
he's
I thought Colin Farrell was so good.
Oh yeah,
Probably the
considering
best thing I've ever seen him in.
that car chase scene when like at first he's like laughing and stuff, and he's like, "This guy's a fucking psycho."
This guy's crazy.
Oh, I
And
got
it's like-
you. I got you.
And then the
Psycho.
fucking-
I think that car chase scene is like I'm not a typical action movie guy, but that's like one of the best car chase
But-
scenes I've seen.
It is
Oh,
one of
yeah,
the
it
best
was-
car chases.
I used a
hands down
penguin
better than
quote
the entire Fast and
because
Furious franchise.
Mike
used
would
the
know. He's
penguin
watched all
quote.
those.
I have unfortunately watched all of those.
I've seen 2 of them on VHS.
But did Batman go to space?
No,
Not
not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
He will.
Well, George Clooney's almost did, but he
That's true.
Oh yeah, but then Arnold.
But he-
Never mind, Mike. What were you saying?
But what I was saying is, I used the penguin quote as my opener because, like, Colin Farrell's
Your
penguin
opener?
is by
I was gonna say that same exact thing.
Colin Farrell's penguin is by far my favorite on-screen penguin I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's-
Yeah.
It's not even a comparison.
I've never-
I used to love. I mean, I still do, but
Oh,
it-
Gotham.
I love Robin Lord Taylor's and Gotham's, but
Yeah, but
dude,
that's
Colin
a
Farrell.
basic cable TV show versus Matt
Oh,
Reeves The Batman.
Oh,
Like,
man.
it's not
But
even.
I
a
just-
It
comparison.
isn't. There's nowhere close.
He secured it for me when he solved the El Ratata.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
goes, no habla español, gentlemen. Just the way he looks at
What,
it.
you just gonna leave me here?
Yeah.
I love that so much. Like,
And then he fucking waddles.
Yeah, he penguins over.
Am I the only one that knows the difference between L and law?
No habla español, gentlemen. Just the
You
way
are-
he says
was a good
that.
scene.
URL.
Yeah.
Especially knowing
Clever.
how, like Scottish or Irish that like Colin Farrell is in real life.
Yeah, he's Irish.
Real
He
thick
pulled-
accent.
Yeah.
He pulled that mobster accent off really
Yes.
fucking well.
If you haven't yet watched his Hot Ones that he just did.
It's
about
awesome.
How much he loved being that role. It was like liberating to him to just be the Penguin instead of having to be Colin.
I almost wish they wouldn't have announced who the Penguin was in that movie.
You wouldn't. You couldn't tell.
See if anybody
Never would have known.
I would have never known that was Colin Farrell. I actually forgot it was Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While
me too.
watching
The whole
it,
time I was watching it.
I was watching. I was like, oh yeah, that's Colin Farrell.
Yeah, he said,
"That's the guy. That's the guy that played that really shitty Bullseye."
Hey,
he said during
that's accurate.
he said during like the early like shoots and stuff before people knew the casting, he tried out the prosthetics. He just like went to the local Starbucks to see if he got any looks. Nobody recognized him as Colin Farrell. He's like, oh shit, this must look good. Or however he would fucking talk, shit, this must look good.
Final thought, we got to wrap it up. I got to do a few things before work.
Final thoughts. Yeah, so fuck.
This movie was awesome.
I'm gonna say this movie was
says
cute.
the same final thought every time.
That's why I just did my Final Fantasy. I'm gonna say this movie was key. Oh, and also real quick, I just wanted to say one more. Do you know who was approached to play the Penguin?
Who?
Jonah Hill.
Ew.
Oh, what the
no,
fuck?
you know what? He's a very good serious actor. I think he could have pulled it off. You guys never seen Moneyball? He's very good.
Okay, yeah. I just don't know. I just after seeing Colin Farrell's performance, I don't know if I would have wanted to see Jonah Hill.
Yes, but Jonah Hill would have. He would have.
Would he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He said, "What do you know?"
I have
love him in
faith in him.
I love him in War Dogs. So
he's great. Well, he's great in War Dogs, but
That's
he's
a
still kind of
great
funny
fucking
in War
movie.
Dogs.
I've never seen him as anything but a comedian.
And also, Colin Farrell tried very hard to get the cigar in the movie, but they won't let him smoke in the movie. Which sucks.
I didn't really care about that. I would have liked to have seen.
He was pissed.
Hat.
He was pissed about it.
I would have loved to have seen a top hat somewhere.
Or like a monocle.
Or a monocle just sitting around. Not necessarily even on.
Oh, just like his little Easter egg.
This was Penguin before he was the Penguin because he took over the turf of Carmine Falcone after he died, so he's kind of seizing power now. So
I know. I'm just saying, like in the background, a top hat.
That's how I felt about the Riddler. That's how I felt about the Riddler. I would have just like to see like a cane or a hat off in the corner in that room.
You mean that little machine that Jim Carrey has in his house?
Oh my god!
So, well, Mike brought up Jim Carrey as much as I usually bring up Sam Raimi. By the way, Sam Raimi. Well, fuck. Well, never mind. I don't think we have time. I was just going to ask you. Don't. Yeah, fuck. One word answer, 2 word answer. Who do you think is going to be? Do you have any thoughts on who the villain is going to be for the sequel?
I think
you think it's Joker
Bane already.
You think they tease Bane with the Titan?
And Riddler are going to be a team-up duo in the 3rd movie. And
okay.
They're going to break out of Arkham in the 2nd film, is my guess.
That's what I'm hoping happens. Because it'd be too soon to explore that in the 2nd movie.
They showed us Titan, which means
I also think it's going to be
Bane can exist. And I think that'll be a good villain for this Batman who's trying to stop being so violent to fight violence itself.
I really hope that you're right, and I hope that they bring Harvey Dent into the series.
Yeah, the DA, like the DA version of Harvey Dent, or
it would be very stupid to show
because what's his name?
Harvey Gordon and Bruce were like tight as fuck. They were best friends working together to like clean up the city before.
And, what was his name? Gil Colson, the DA in this one. I think his name is Gil Colson.
Oh yeah.
But the one that died,
he is dead. So there's no DA right now.
They need a new
Gordon
district
wasn't
attorney.
The commissioner yet. The commissioner was taken out. The DA was taken out. The mayor was taken out. All the fucking holes all the positions are now available to start filling in.
The Penguin will become the mayor.
All they got to do is bring that damn Two-Face from IA over.
Yeah, they use the Riddler's like plan to cleanly open up all the spots that need to be filled by major characters. It was very well.
The Riddler literally just built the Batman universe for us.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Well fucking done. But
yes,
I think Bane is going to be it, or maybe Scarecrow.
Yeah, it would be very stupid to introduce the Titan and then not have Bane somewhere.
Well, you almost don't know it was Titan.
Right, if it is Titan.
That's all speculation.
It is.
If it's not adrenaline.
Yeah, the way he was acting.
That has to be Titan.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, I thought the movie was perfectly cast. It was perfectly shot. Matt Reeves is a fucking visionary.
What a fucking director.
I love the last 2 Planet of the Apes films he did. I love Cloverfield. He doesn't really have a long filmography other than those.
That is not an all-star list of movies.
But no, it's not. But I love them.
But now he has the Batman under his
Those Planet of the Apes movies were damn decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent's a good word for
See
it.
what I did there?
Damn decent. I thought they were all good.
Them
But,
damn dirty, decent apes.
You damn dirty decent apes. No, but I love
That is nice, thank you.
I loved everything about the movie. You know, I think we already kind of ranked them, so I got all my thoughts in there. Fucking loved the movie. I know Robert Pattinson signed on for a fucking 3-movie contract, so there is a
I
trilogy.
did not exactly know that.
There's a trilogy coming, so
He better sign on for the rest of his life.
and Matt Reeves knew after watching Good Time that Robert Pattinson was his guy. Like that was his first choice as Batman.
One last thought I want to say, I personally want to share is, from that deleted scene with this Barry dude's take on the Joker, the version he's playing might become my favorite one if he keeps that level. He did things that I love. He just embodied the aspects of the Joker that we don't get to see in the version that Heath Ledger played.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's version was phenomenal and like perfect for the version he was playing, but this was a different Joker.
That's the problem with most Jokers is they're all different, so they're all their own category.
Yeah, this is the one that I think they introduced in the Matt Reeves film is more akin to my favorite version. So it's going to be, he's less of an anarchist that's just fucking destroying shit and more of a guy who just wants to fucking fuck with Batman.
Yes.
I already told you this movie was awesome.
This movie was awesome. And that was Mike.
Stop asking me. It was awesome, all right?
I wish you hate it the first time you watch it and have to.
No.
My heart wishes we could do a 2-hour and 54-minute episode of this talking about this movie.
Oh, I could keep talking.
Yeah, there's lots of little stuff to like gush about, I'm sure.
And while we're at the end here, I have taken a few weeks off, because I was experiencing some major fucking burnout, but Baker Reviews will be back up and running. I got my script done for ranking my Batman movies. You all know what my number one's going to be now if you listen to this. I got a couple other things I'm working on. I'll be doing a review of X, the new slasher movie, the new A24 film.
Oh, I want to see that bad.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I'll be back up and running here soon. Baker Reviews on YouTube.
And if you want to come over and follow us on Twitter, we're CS Podcast 21. Facebook, Culture Shock Podcast, and Instagram, we're Culture Shock 21.
You should also check out my Twitch channel, Mike's Nostalgia. I've been streaming sporadically, but it's been it's been a lot more consistent, so you should check it out. If you happen to come over at Mike's Nostalgia on Twitch and see what I'm streaming. Currently, I'm playing Chrono Trigger, and it's been a fun time. I'm getting close to the end of that, so by the time you come check it out when this episode releases, I might be on a different game.
All right, and I have nothing to plug because this is unfortunately my life. Everybody should buy and play the game Elden Ring. I'm going to plug that. Even though they don't need it.
I'm getting there. Calm down.
This episode is sponsored by
buy and play Elden Ring.
I follow a gaming page on Facebook. It says how many copies games have sold, and it was a joke post that says Elden Ring has already sold over 12 copies. So stupid.
They finally got past the hardcore fans. That's going to go ahead and bring us to the end of the show. If you like what you heard, why not consider subscribing on wherever you like your podcasts, and catch us next week. From all of us at Culture Shock, thanks for listening.
Justice. The answer is justice.